This is practice exercise 16. I will do this one in Python. We need to reverse the vowels in a given string. So given some string s, so we'll get a variable called s, we want to reverse only the vowels while we leave all the consonants in the same order, keeping the other characters in their original positions. So as an example, let's start with example 1. We have the geeks for geeks. It turns out that is a vowel palindrome. So the vowels are going to be the same. So the output's going to be the same. But let's look at another one that's a little different. So hello world, missing a double quote. So hello world is going to change just the vowels. So we had E, O, and O as the vowels. We're going to change the orders of those. So it'll be hollow world. I don't know how you pronounce that. And then again, programming, similar thing where we leave the consonants in place and just return the vowels. So that's the idea on this one. Let's go ahead and set up the project structure and the test so that you can be off to the races. We'll start off by creating our folder. So we'll say new folder, and this is reverse vowels. And I will copy out the MD file into this folder just so that I don't have to have 2 instances of Visual Studio Code running. So we'll say open with code. And let me zoom in a little bit. Perfect. All right, so now that we're here, we need to get our test set up. So let me go ahead and create our new folder, test. And I'll use unit test for this one. So we'll say new file, and this will be reverse vowels test.py. Let's import unit test. And we'll create our class, reverse vowels test. And this is a test case. I think I needed, unit test.test case. There we go. All right, so let's define our first one, example 1, taking self. And let's pull in now from our MD file. So let's say S is geeks for geeks. And let me go ahead and change the formatting to tabs. That looks better. So there's S is geek for geeks. Our expected output is going to be geeks for geeks. And now from here, we need to basically run the functionality. So let's think about what we're doing here. We could do this just as a straight function. I typically, in most of these, have been doing these as classes. I'll actually do this one as a straight function. So again, in the C# and the Java world, you would need to create a class. You would need to create some object and then call the method on that. But in JavaScript and Python, we can actually have top-level functions or root functions or global functions. So I will do the same thing here. I will use that instead. So if you're doing this in C# or Java, you will need to create a class and an object first. All right, so let's think about this. Let's just say the actual output is, reverse vowels given S. I think that makes sense. And then we will simply self-assert our equal expected and actual output. So that looks pretty clean. That looks pretty simple and straightforward. I like it. Let's copy this down and we'll do example 2. Example 2 is going to be hello world, and our expected output is something got changed there. All right. Hollow world. Okay, that looks right. And then let's go ahead and do example 3. And this one, we have programming, and we're going to change it to programming. All right, so there's our test. We've got those set up. Now, obviously, this isn't going to work yet because we don't have the function there. But let's at least see if we can get this running inside Visual Studio Code, make sure everything's good there. So I'll configure this for unit tests. It's in the test directory. I suffixed with test, so I'll pick that one. This happens from time to time. I'm going to have to close and reopen Visual Studio Code. So let me close the first instance first. And now I'll close this one and reopen it. We'll head back into our testing. There we go. Make sure we can run this. All right, that is not working. Let's refresh. It looks like it just updated. I wonder if it broke something. Let me stop this and reopen it. Give that a moment to pull in. Go back to testing. It is not. Oh, I think I may need to prefix with test underscore for the method names. There we go. Now it's pulling them out. All right, so we'll run these. Perfect. So they all run. We are getting failures, and the failure is likely reverse vowels is not defined. Excellent. So we are ready to get started with the actual code. So let's head back into our code. We'll create a new folder. Call it source. And then in here, we've got our reverse vowel functionality. So we'll create a new file. Let's call this, we're reversing vowels. So we're basically doing string manipulation, let's just do that, string manipulation.py. And then in here, we're going to have a function called reverse vowels. Given s, which is a string, and this is going to return a string. I'll pass for now. Let's go ahead and change this to tabs. There we go. And now let's import that. So we'll say from source.string manipulation, we want to import reverse vowels. So at this point, I should be able to run the test now. We are still getting failures, but I'm hoping we get, yes, we're now getting to the assertion error, so we're in good shape. So everything's set up. Let's just review this really quickly. So we've got our 3 tests here that are pulled directly from the MD file. We've set up the string manipulation PY file along with the reverse vowels function. You are ready to implement this method. Good luck.